Wow. Look at
That
this
shit's
opening.
getting serious.
You got to cough up another 50, Larry.
Yeah.
Here we go. Deep in the vault for this classic from the legendary Boston Garden. 20-year-old Larry Melnick, November 1980, taking on Flyers slug du jour Gary Morrison. Remember that guy? Wow, that's a tough guy. Right.
The next day in the paper, they said it was staccato. Look that up.
Fred
They were
Hughes
throwing
was
punches.
the announcer, the longtime announcer on WSBK, and he loved you two guys. Left, right. Look at this. No third man in.
Yeah,
Wow.
usually in Boston that would have led to a brawl, but I guess
Miko, look at this here. Look at this tough guy. I never even heard of him. Gary Morrison now, Larry. Once again, you find your way. You're in an iconic organization, the Boston Bruins, an original six. Some of the greatest of all time. Orr, Esposito, Cashman, Hodge, Busick, Cheevers, Neely, Raymond Bourque, Larry Melnick. Now, let me continue. In all fairness, Larry Melnick selected by the Bruins in the 1979 NHL draft. You also played for Canada at the 1979 World Junior Championship. And another notable achievement of yours includes being a member of the Westminster Bruins of the Western Hockey League, 1978 Memorial Cup champion. And two-time Stanley Cup champion. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got royalty here. Larry Melnick. And episode 3, very quietly, of the Larrys, Larry P., Herb Melnick, and driving this shindig backstage, responsible for that wonderful open, the great Clint Beal.
Hello, everyone. Good evening or good morning. Doesn't matter whenever you're watching this. Hi, everybody in the chat.
They're watching this show, which we determine all over the world.
Billy's here.
Clint. Billy from Jersey. There we go. King Herb.
Contra Titiac.
Now, this audience, very interesting. I had a chat with, you fucked up his name last week. You're fucking it up again. He doesn't like it.
That's part of it. I can't listen.
Well, that's part of it.
When I go golfing with people and I just meet them for the first time, the only way I can remember them is first name, middle name, last name, and I'll give them a nickname. And then, that's the only way I can remember them. Through if we're golfing for 5 hours, got to be able to talk to these people.
You got to.
So that's Billy's one of the best.
Now, I got a little surprise for you. I sat down, actually spoke to Clint. We went over, the show has been immensely popular these first 2 weeks. Now, I was a little surprised when he discussed the geography of the listeners, viewers, etc. I was going to have a PBR tonight, but I did an audible, as you can see here. Yeah. Having said that, 5% of our audience is from Australia.
Wow.
5%. 5% is from the United Kingdom, 35% from the States, and 55% from Canada, So it's about 8:05 in the morning down in Australia. I want to thank you, 6, 8, 9, 10 lunatics, whatever, but a toast. And as they would say down under, cheers, big ears, same goes, big nose. Whatever the hell that means.
They say that. We just say De Boisje from Saskatchewan. Anyway.
These go down smooth after the fifth one.
Yeah. I went off the script. I didn't do it. I was at Flocky's. We'll get into it. I stole one of his PBR or Budweiser's. We had a fridge full of everything. So I stole one for the road.
Look at this. What do you got here? Chuck from ZLX. Fan of Larry podcast in Boston. Love that. I have relatives in Osaka who love the show. Any chance you can do? Chuck, if you got family in Japan, I'm going to ship a bottle of sake up to Canada. Larry will do the toast for our Japanese audience, and we'll do subtitles on the bottom. It'll be like an old Godzilla movie. If we got fans in Japan, your buddy up in Connecticut doesn't have any fans in the States.
No, and we're going to get into that too. But crap.
Oh man.
I go to the golf course and we drink. What's the biggest Japanese beer? I can't remember. Not shit.
Sapporo.
Anyways, Sapporo. Thank you. We ordered jugs and jugs of Sapporo after our golf. It's a great beer, and then they got it in the silver can. Oh,
silver can go-to for my sake.
Yeah,
we're gonna ship you up. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna call I'll call the distribution company, see if we can maybe get a sponsor.
Next week we're gonna I'll have a Sapporo on the show. Remind me.
We got to acknowledge our fans in the UK. You might have to have a black and tan.
You tell me where to go get that and what it is. I'll find it. I'll have it.
I'll give you the ingredients, or make it simple. Have a Guinness.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, and that's my son, because it's probably one of the purest beers, and I think 90 calories. My son drinks Guinness all the time. He's 6'2", 215. He just did the grouse grind this morning that the Twins, the Sedins, that used to play for the Canucks, go up and down that stupid mountain, and it's hard. I think I did it in 54 minutes when I was retired, but those Sedins do it like 10 times a day, up and down 10 times. It's ridiculous. Or maybe they go up and then they take the tram down, but
you do it in the convertible.
Well, that's another story. Yeah, I just got back this morning, so
I'm surprised to see it home with the Titanic in the background. I thought you were going to be in Sicamous.
Well, slight change of plans. I was in Sicamous with Flocky Hockey for 3 days. We golfed, but he had to go to Portland. A good friend of ours who played for Philly. Again, we don't like Philly very much, right? So Tommy Gorn.
2 out of the 3 opens, you beat up some guy from the Flyers.
The biggest rival. Well, everybody hated the Flyers because they were tough, right?
I still hate them.
Yeah, but you had to stick up, and they had we had, like you said, we had Wensink, Jonathan, Al Secord, Milbury fought a bit, Cash, tough team. But I grew up like playing in New Westminster. We were a tough junior team as well. We went to 4. The team as a whole went to 4 straight Memorial Cups. We won it in '78.
Look at the accoutrements with you. Stanley Cup rings, the Memorial Cup. Would you get a plaque for that? You get is it a trophy?
No, we got a ring.
We got a 3rd ring.
No. Well, that's the first time I even got in a plane. I was 17 years old. We flew from Winnipeg to Abbotsford in Vancouver, and then Bubba Beck was one of my idols. I still talk to him.
We exchanged texts this week, and he's still under the weather, and he will be on our show as soon as he's up to it from China.
Yeah. Sounds good. So having played, Bubba wasn't exactly not tough. Brad Maxwell, very tough. Harold Filipoff, very tough. Those are all guys that played before me. So our coach, and all the coaches back then would look for guys that had a little bit of meanness or toughness, or not scared to chop or hack or whack or spear. So going to Boston, that draft was Ray Bourque, Brad McCrimmon, Dougie Morrison, Keith Crowder, myself, Mike Krushnitsky. Good draft for Boston. We all got traded eventually, except for Ray. 21 years in, he finally won a cup year 22 with Colorado. But we grew up being around tough people, and it made us tough.
Great organization.
Yeah.
They were very dominant in the 80s. So Don Cherry was your coach?
No. Cheevers for a bit. Sinden was the general manager. I've got a plaque. I think we had the most points. I don't know what they called it back then, but we had the most points in the league. We just could never beat Montreal. That was the
nemesis. You guys would play in the Canadiens.
Yeah.
First, second series, whatever. That was always the matchup.
All the time. So, and here's 1 year, and back then we had phones. The phones with the 60-foot cord, and I'd be in my little apartment in Lynn, Massachusetts, where I lived. Lynn, the city of sin. You never come out the way you went in.
Right on Route 1.
Yeah, you know that?
Yes.
Holy crap!
That ridiculous big Chinese restaurant right there. You had the huge steakhouse.
Yeah.
cows in the front and way lose. I was on Route 1 a month ago coming back from Maine, the trip that you gave me shit because I didn't stay in Florida.
Well, you got to stay in Florida. I know it's hot there, but holy crap, Florida's the ultimate destination for everybody. So now what were we just talking about? There was a point to this conversation. Yeah. So anyways, we have 130 points. We can't beat Montreal. But the one year I'm on the phone with my mom and dad, and they're handing the phone back, because we only had one phone back then. That's all we could afford. Some people had two, but and I'm saying, Quebec just beat Montreal. We're going to the Stanley Cup final, and Quebec beat us. They had no reason to beat us, but they beat us. Just like freaking Montreal beat us, the Rangers, in '86. We should have won the cup in '86. I keep saying I'll never get over that crap.
And I remember Montreal beat the Rangers in '79.
Yeah. Oh well. Whatever, you got to play the game.
Absolutely, play the game. I want to hear about the trip, though. How was you're like Mark Griswold? How was the wedding?
Okay, so look at it. I made notes just like I did on the previous telecast. I did 3,400 miles in 2 weeks in that little convertible. I told you about I got stopped by the police.
Was one time?
What? No.
Another breathalyzer?
No. Isn't the breathalyzer at 10 in the morning a little extreme?
I would think so.
Yeah. So I get stopped the very next day. So now I'm in town. So the breathalyzer was out of town. Now I'm in town. My wife, the one that helped the satellite dish, goes on the roof and helped the satellite dish and cleaned up the yard. And anyways, we go to, we have a VRBO. We go and get groceries for the VRBO, get some things like she loves coffee. The world revolves around her coffee. Okay.
Tim Hortons?
Nay. Not Tim Hortons, not Starbucks. She makes her own coffee, but she has to have a certain creamer from Superstore. We have a Canadian Superstore. It's a huge chain of grocery stores. She's got to have a special creamer. She has to have nail, whatever. So anyways, we get out of the stupid parking lot. I take a right. Right is away from where I'm going. So at the light, green arrow in Canada, I make a U-turn. Nay. In 2 seconds, that cop was on my ass. And I said, oh my effing, are you kidding me? And Rochelle looks and she says, what the hell? What did we do wrong? So I pull in like 20 feet ahead. I pull into out of traffic's way. And he said, hi, where are you guys going? Or what are you doing? I said, well, I'm just turning around and going to my VRBO. He says, well, do you know that you made an illegal U-turn? I said, no, there was no sign that said no U-turn. He said, well, do you know the jurisdiction of the city and the country that you're driving in, and you should know the law? And I said,
you live in the country.
Well, yes, yeah. So I said, in British Columbia, I do it, but no, you can't. You can't make a U-turn anywhere unless it says make a U-turn. So then my wife starts to pipe up, and she was looking good. She had her hair done. She had some nice, what do you call them? Teddy Baker sunglasses on, low
designer shade.
Yeah, low cut dress. And she starts talking. And I just sat back and I said, he let us off. He said, please just go on with your day. And
it was a morning.
It was in the morning, of course.
Everything. I said it was. They gave you a warning.
Oh, he gave me a warning, yeah. But it was the morning as well. Everything in Saskatchewan happens in the morning because I guess they fall asleep at 7 o'clock there.
So the first incident was Winnipeg.
Same province, Saskatchewan. Same province. Just an hour and a half out of where I was born, Saskatoon. This is all happening. This is all happening in my hometown. Can't make this shit up.
No, you can't make it up. They just don't want you back there, apparently.
Exactly. Well, lucky I had BC plates, and I said no. Anyways, so and then I get a freaking rock chip. I got a rock chip in my.
Oh boy! Right on the new Mazda.
brand new Mazda, convertible, the top's down. Lucky it didn't like hit me in the head, but anyways, because my head's a little higher than the windshield.
I keep begging you not to take that top down on the interstate.
I know. You got to be careful. What do you call it? Interstate?
Well, down here they call it the interstate system.
Isn't it a freeway or a highway?
Freeways are California. They refer to them highways in the East Coast. Back in the Northeast where we lived, parkways, expressways, different names. But they call it, it's the interstate system. And they have numbers.
Well, no wonder people can't drive there.
They're call it a highway. They can't drive.
They can't drive. Like, I saw a person today that could barely see over the steering wheel. How do you drive? How do you get a license for that?
Come down to Florida, you'll see that all the time. It's like that scene in Ferris Bueller. You see no head. You just see two friggin' knuckles on that steering wheel, and it's swerving back and forth. And they're not texting. They're just 4'2", like that other squeeze you ran into last week that you snubbed, that young fat girl who's like 4'11".
Yeah. So she says they do a post after that dinner. She said, I had such a good time. I was going to go say, it was a great time, except for one little biatch that opened her yap for freaking an hour and didn't shut up. And you could hear her through the whole restaurant. Anyways, so why don't those people, he or she's, sit on a pillow so they can see over the steering wheel? Anyways, next. 3,400 miles. I made it back. My legs were cramping up. My hips were sore. My back was sore, but I made it. So now we're.
So did you ever mix up any evening the green pill and the blue pill?
I don't take blue pill. I'm not at that. You might be, because what are you, 75?
I'm younger than you. I'm 62.
There you go. So that was just a little shock. I don't. You know how many people I've told about that little green pill? Like the sleeping pill, Pharmasave, gel.
There's no Pharmasave down here.
Oh,
I guess to what, the Canada drugstore.
Yeah, but my brother ran Pharmasave. He was like a Western manager. He had a master's of pharmacy. Like the kids, he is extremely intelligent. And but I've told everybody, well, how are you sleeping? I said, I'm sleeping great. I try not to take it every night, but when I take it 45 minutes before, it works, especially when I'm up at 3, 4, 5 and getting on the road. I get 6.5, 7 hours of uninterrupted.
That's a lot of driving for 2 weeks. You left the morning after our first show, which was 2 weeks ago tonight, and you have literally been on the road for the 2 weeks.
I have been. And I can honestly say that I used to do it in my 20s, from Edmonton to New York, and when I played for the Rangers, and then from Winnipeg to Boston when I was young. But I had guys, like, I'd be in the car by myself, but I'd have people with me that were from Saskatchewan. We kind of drive as a, what do you call that? Train? Car,
Auto train.
Car. What do you call not a posse? A bunch of us were driving together. Not a posse. There you go. Whatever.
Yeah. Now, my sources tell me that you danced the night away at the wedding and you created a ruckus.
Oh, my brother, he thinks he's funnier than me. He thinks he's better looking than me. He thinks he drinks more.
You stated that on the show last week, Paul Melnick.
I know. Yeah. He's so just imagine 10 of us, 10, 12, 15 of us, all nut bars from my mom's side of the family, my dad's side of the family. We all get together. It's a shit show. It's a shit show. It was one of the best weddings I've ever been to. Honest to God.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Glad to hear.
I don't dance. I dance more because everybody came up to me, like my cousins that I haven't seen in years. They come up to me, let's go dance. Let's go dance. As soon as they put freaking ACDC on, You Shook Me All Night Long, there was 160 people there. I think 140 were on the dance floor.
That's hysterical.
And we're just dripping sweat. It's 90 degrees out. We're dripping sweat. We're having beers, and my brother's got tickets. Gives us a beer ticket here, and I had to go to like vodka and soda or vodka soda cran.
It wasn't an open bar at the wedding.
No. I think it was $3 or $4 a drink. right? So it wasn't. I'm not sure why he didn't say why, didn't ask why. I don't care. It was an outstanding.
I think they're expensive today.
Yeah, it was worth it. But no, it was the music was unbelievable. The speeches were unbelievable. It was so that was worth the trip.
Did you invite your buddy the Volcano?
The Volcano, good Ukrainian boy, but no, he wasn't invited.
He didn't make the short list.
That reminds me I wonder if he fixed his driver. I'm sure he did. It's $100 to fix a shaft, so it's not that big a deal. What have you been doing?
Everything good down here. Doing the daytime thing. Hit a little golf. Had a wonderful. I shared with you on Saturday.
Yeah.
Par 3. Had a nice tee shot. It was 157. Teed off with the hybrid 6. Was behind the trap. I would have been happy just to chip it over the trap, get on the green, putt for my par. Chipped it. Beeline 25 feet straight into the friggin' hole. Got my 2.
Nice.
It was wonderful. Unfortunately, there was nobody filming it, or else that could have been a TikTok
moment
to go viral.
You were playing with somebody
somebody witnessed it, but it was not recorded on tape.
Your soul
I couldn't do that again if I tried it 1,000 times.
Yeah, well, shit happens. But so your so-called friend saw it.
He did see it.
Yeah,
it was very exciting.
Yeah.
It was so friggin' hot. It was Sunday morning. We played 11 holes. We were the first to open up the bar at the club. Had to throw down immediately 3 Stellas, and then, out of respect to my buddy, I had 2 Caesars.
Nice.
It was just way too hot.
Nice. Well, I was in Sicamous, so I got from the wedding 11 and a half hours to go see Flocky Hockey, Ronald Flockhart in Sicamous, the houseboat capital of the world. Anybody who hasn't been there should go. 3,000 people in the wintertime, 50,000 people in the summertime. It is a zoo. If you want to see a mishmash of older people, younger people, drinking, boating, you name it, it's in Sicamous. So Flocky says to me, and he's a horseshit golfer. Like I'm a 10, 11 handicap. I got down to a 9. I was playing pretty good this summer, but now I'm an 11, like approximately 11. And Flocky's horseshit. But he says, listen, we're going to play with these 2 guys. And he knows it. But anyways, he's got good hands around the green. He can putt and he can chip, but he can't drive. He stands so far to the right. He's left-handed, like I'm left-handed. He stands so far to the right. If there's a tree in front of him, he'll hit it. I swear to God. So he says, we're going in the 2-man men's night at Mara Hills. It's the hardest course I think you'll ever see. The greens are ridiculous. If those pros play at 12, these are 15. And they're hill like this. So anyways, we go in. It cost me $130 to play that night. Food and, you put money in for prizes. We kicked their ass. Flocky played. We won $150 worth of product. We beat pros. I almost got a hole in one. We had a great time. With the people that we played with, we were drinking so much. And I don't know if you've heard of a Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds, there's a drink. And I don't know what it was, but we had 4 of them. And that's probably 8 ounces right there. As the more him and I drank, the better we played. The more the 2 guys we played with.
Usually how it works.
Yeah.
When most people drink, not like us, they're not professionals, they play worse. It tends to improve our game.
The 2 guys we played with, we played 9 holes just before the men's night. They kicked our ass by about 5 or 6 strokes. We beat them by 10. They were so drunk they couldn't hit the ball.
They were tanked.
The true story. They could not even see the ball.
Smart maneuver on your part.
So we win $150 worth of shit, and we were just, as soon as they called our names, we stand up, we're cheering, and we're looking around and said, what is wrong with you guys? You guys are horse shit. But so we played good. So
you can't look that shit up.
No, so good.
You had a nice trip. I got a little spin out a little segment here for you. Mix it up a little bit. First and foremost, I'm glad you had a great trip. I'm glad you're home safe.
No kidding.
Let's test your recall from your vast career. And submitted for your approval, Lawrence Joseph Melnick, the pride and joy of Saskatoon.
Yep.
A series of questions. Simply answer true or false.
Oh.
Number 1. In your NHL career, you scored a total of 10 goals. True or false?
False.
It is false. How many, Jeff?
I don't know. 3, 6,
11.
Oh, shit. I thought that's great.
Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah. Well, I had 3 1 year, but that's right. I had 3 1 year. Anyways, next.
Number 2. Most goals in any season in your career was 24 during 82-83 with the Baltimore Skipjacks. True or false?
False.
No, it's actually true. The Skipjacks. I could have probably scored 12.
The Baltimore we called ourselves the
Skidleys. This history, my friend.
We called ourselves the Skidleys.
The Skidleys.
God, yeah.
That vast resume of Lawrence Melnick.
Yeah.
Number 3. A total of 236 penalty minutes were accumulated during the 1979-80 season with the new Westminster Bruins. League record. True or false?
False.
Shockingly, it's true.
No, I don't think so. There's guys like no. Well,
you accrued the total, as I state, 236. Maybe I might have stretched it with the league record, but Lawrence Melnick is recorded for 236 penalty minutes.
Well, I'm gonna have to go look at that because I swear to God there was guys. Look up a guy by the name of Boris Fistrick. His kid Mark played in Edmonton, was a pretty good player. I think he might have had 400 or 500 minutes. So let the people go do the research on that one.
Well, almost be that as it may. Let's go to the next one. Most games played in any season, 73 with the Rangers in 86-87. True or false?
Yes, true.
No, it's false. You actually played in 74 games with your beloved hometown Vancouver Canucks in 88-89.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So I believe you've correctly answered one. Here's the last one.
Yeah.
As previously acknowledged earlier in this show, when signed by the Bruins in 1979, you immediately left the executive offices of the Boston Garden with a $2,500 signing bonus with your buddy Mike Krushelnyski and shot the entire load, no pun intended, at a variety of local strip clubs in Lynn, Mass.
That's half true. It was my signing bonus was $20,000, and I spent probably $2,000 with Mike Krushelnyski, who was my roommate at our first pro camp. Yes,
I actually thought false, but myself and our friend, the roving reporter, are continuing to dig deeper in this, but there is truth to it.
Yes. And we need to find Richard Spazzano out of Jersey.
Can't track him down.
The roving reporter. I will message him tonight.
I can't find him on social media. He was a friend of that other show.
Yeah.
But we need to track him down and several other ones. But the response, as I said, has been phenomenal. Through 2 weeks from a lot of different people from our past.
So let's go back. So I haven't been getting back to people on the message. I got 50 or 60 people I'm going to message, but one guy did get back to me about the estranged ex-defense partner that I will not name, who's not talked to me, but supposedly he knows that we're doing a show, doesn't care and doesn't want to hear about it. So, Psycho Killer, qu'est-ce que c'est?
That show has dwindled because apparently it's just your former partner, your former teammate, and the nutritionist.
Oh, well, anyways.
We got more listeners in Japan.
No kidding. Sapporo is unbelievable. So, you know what Sapporo goes really good with? My brother bought a ring of garlic sausage. Now, I don't know how you compare this, like in North Dakota. Like, where do you get good garlic sausage in the States? Like this is this is homemade. It is so good with
Any
cheese.
Italian deli.
No, they don't make it themselves, do they?
Of course they do.
Holy shit. Anyways, it's the best garlic sausage I've ever tasted with some cheese, whatever cheese you like, a little cracker, maybe a big bacon cracker, those bacon from Kraft.
That works. And
you can even nuke it. Nuke it, melts the cheese a bit on the cracker with a Sapporo. Can't beat it.
I love that. I got to try it. You still doing, you talked about it a long time ago. We never brought it up. You still going to that, what is it? It's not a Costco up there, but what's that big bulk store you used to shop at?
Costco is bulk. Walmart is bulk. Superstore is bulk. Not bulk like Costco, but those are our three big ones. Then we have something called No Thrills, which is supposed to, listen, I used to buy a bag of chips for 98 cents. Now it's $1.50. You know what increase that is, Lawrence?
Yeah, I live in the United States. See what the prices are down here.
What the? Why are we getting hooped? We're getting hooped. No, it's ridiculous. So
it's been terrible down here in the States. Gasoline prices, milk, juice, dairy, poultry, everything has gone up exponentially the last few years. And we have an election here in the States coming up in 2 months. And we shall see what happens.
Yeah. What else do we have on the docket? Because I got a couple other things we can talk about. I
wanted to bring back last week with your brother, Paul Melnick. So we heard the passion for heavy metal.
Yeah.
I enjoy ACDC. I like Metallica, but it's not necessarily my go-to. Yeah. But if you'd like to hear, I too, my friend, have assembled the top 10 list of mine. So if you care to hear, in no particular order outside of number 1, which is the Beatles. I don't think anybody better.
You must be old.
I'm younger than you.
So you didn't have time to put them from 1 to 10? You just put them arbitrarily?
I have a list for you. Be patient.
But you didn't have time. Lawrence, you didn't have time because you were golfing and getting like, what do you call that? Eagle on. Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
I could see why with that attitude, every cop in Canada pulls you over. I at least, when I'm pulled over, it's much less,
aggressive.
There has been aggression in the past.
Yeah,
so that's why we get along a lot.
Yeah,
but in no particular order, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
No.
Rolling Stones.
Average.
Springsteen.
Yep.
And our friend Billy will get this one. Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes from Jersey.
I couldn't even name one song. Sorry.
The great Johnny Lyons.
Yeah.
Little Southern rock. The Outlaws.
Okay.
Now we're going a different genre. Frank Sinatra.
Wow.
When you're having your garlic, you might want to put on a Sinatra music. Dean Martin.
Dean.
One of the greatest. They sang, they danced.
Well, they were better actors, I think, than singers. And then
No. Sinatra,
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
The whole Rat Pack?
Yeah, I know. Okay. Palm Springs. Yeah, that's fine.
It'd be like you in your TikTok suit with Crucial Niski going out with your rings and be like Godfather 1, kissing your ring all over Edmonton.
Yeah.
Last one, who you might like, Moody Blues.
Not bad.
And then the last one now, and I will be seeing them within the next month. Final tour, the great Jeff Lynne, ELO, Electric Light Orchestra.
That's from the 70s.
70s, 80s, current.
Yeah.
All these guys, they're all freaking 70, 80 years old.
Yeah, I know. That's my brother just saw Fogerty in Phoenix. John Fogerty with CCR, which was one of my top. But
you mentioned CCR last week. Good.
Yeah, I tend to go a little harder. I threw down a couple more. Rage Against the Machine has come into my life. Yeah. If Enter Sandman by Metallica is not one of the best hard rock songs ever, like, come on.
When the great Mariano Rivera would come in,
yeah,
to the Sandman, so that alone,
yeah. So unfortunately, Tupac is an unbelievable singer. House of Pain, and of course Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce the Beastie Boys. Come on. You have to give Travis Kelce. I think that is the greatest thing that ever happened. When he started singing, and didn't he go on, it was not Letterman anymore, but didn't he go on
Letterman? And I'm old.
Yeah, no, but not Letterman anymore, but what's the
Jack Parr.
Yeah. So he goes on there and he starts singing. Come on. That is unbelievable.
I hope I don't see you at Arrowhead with that cast of characters having a beer with your shirt off with Kelsey's brother at a Chief game. Don't tell me that's going to happen, or else this show will be the Larry and Paul show. Paul Melnick.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake. We're going to Las Vegas. We go to Las Vegas for 10 or 11, 12 days sometimes. No, Billy.
Alice in Chains.
No.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. So I'm going through the airport in freaking Las Vegas, and who's there is the brother. What's the brother's name? Travis, his brother. Jason Kelce.
Used to play for the Eagles.
I should have stopped the son of a gun and told him, hey, listen, I used to play hockey. You'll never know who I am or what I am or whatever. I want to come to a Chiefs game. Give me your phone number. That's the stuff. I don't care what I do anymore. Like I used to be an introvert. I told everybody. I never talked. Now I don't care. I'll go up to anybody and I'll start talking. If I see a kid in an Edmonton Oilers jersey or something, anywhere, like anywhere, I'll say, hey, listen, you might not know my name, but I'm going to, like, you want a picture with a ring? That kind of stuff. So anyways, sorry.
The kid that you gave the jersey to last week didn't know who you are because it was spelled wrong.
Exactly. But I signed it anyways because they're really good friends with my brother. So that was just I didn't know that was happening. That was just one of those things. You should
go to that quite often. You're a very big, influential figure, not just in Canada. Show off the ring. Be like a Don Corleone. Have people kiss it. Have your merchandising. Sign autographs.
Let me set you straight, okay, Lawrence? This is what just happened. So I played with guys that have a lot of Stanley Cup rings. I think did we talk about Esa Tikkanen sold all his rings except for one, the first one that he gave to his dad, made $230,000 US.
He had what, four with the Oilers?
He had five.
Well,
4 with the Oilers and 1 with the Rangers. And the Rangers
with Messier in 94.
Yeah, because
Mike Keenan.
The Oilers traded every single guy that they had to Boston. Or Boston came to the Oilers, or Boston, or
the Edmonton. 94 Rangers were all Edmonton. You had McTavish, you had
Edmonton,
you had Zabuka,
Lowe, Tikkanen, Messier, McTavish, Glenn Anderson. They all got big rings. So the 3 teams, look at Boston and Edmonton. Me, Krushelnyski, Andy Moog, Billy Ranford, all those guys. So I think it's a buddy. Sather and Sinden went fishing together. So they would talk while they're fishing and make a trade, right? I don't know what happened with New York, Neil Smith and whoever Sather. I don't know what they did together, but
they went all out in 94, and the Mateau call, legendary, when Messier said, we will win game 6. Then they came back to the Garden, 1-7, but it was basically the Oilers East.
That's right. So unbeknownst to me, I get to Flocky's house in Sicamous, BC, as mentioned, houseboat capital of the world.
Do you wear your Mr. Howell hats?
No, he's got hats. This is how smart Sicamous is. He has hats with a can opener under the lid, or a bottle opener under the lid.
Right. That was going to be my stocking stuffer for you in December.
Exactly. Or sandals with a bottle opener under the sandal. Come on, that's intelligent. Come on. So, anyways, unbeknownst to me, I get to Flocky's house and he says, "Hey, listen, one of your friends." What?
When I think of those sandals that have the bottle opener at the bottom, and then I'm like, you go into a public bathroom and then you come out and you crack your beer.
That's what I'm thinking about. The guy's going to miss the urinal. It's going to be on the floor. Then Flocky's going to go down and reach to open up his Pabst Blue Ribbon or his Budweiser with friggin' urine on his sandal.
Delicious.
Hey, you endorse that?
That's a good point, but after 7 or 8, nobody really cares or remembers.
That's another good point.
Well, that's not unreasonable. So it will disinfect all the other crap that went in the system.
So Flocky tells me, Larry, we have to go meet this somebody. He's got in touch with me. Flocky hasn't played with these guys. There are so many. Shea Weber was in Sicamous. Cody Franson was in Sicamous. There were 12 professional hockey players come out of Sicamous.
Oh, we lost 3,000. Larry Melnick.
What?
He's frozen. Clint. He's never sounded so good. Oh, he's back. Frozen? You froze.
I'm here. I can see myself.
We lost you for a few seconds. It was like one of my morning Microsoft team meetings.
Well, technology, my God, it took me 20 minutes to try and get on StreamYard because I got so many passwords. It's ridiculous. So anyways, 12, did you hear me? 12 guys out of Sicamous went to the NHL out of 3,000 people. That's crazy. So Flocky says to me, Larry, we have to go to Moose Mulligan's, which is the big pizza joint and the beer joint. Charlie Huddy is in town. He's Edmonton. He drove his RV from Edmonton. He's staying at Crazy Creek right down the road in an RV park. He's going to come for a beer. I said, outstanding. I hadn't seen Charlie since the last reunion. And Charlie had 5 rings. So don't be pumping me up. I got 1, really. They gave me 2, but I got 1. He's got 5 rings. That freaking guy kept Paul Coffey like defensively and, to manage him. They roomed together. I remember going into their room and talking about hockey.
He roomed with Coffey.
Pardon?
He roomed with Paul Coffey?
Charlie Huddy did. They were inseparable. That's what made Koff a Norris. He should have give Charlie half the Norris. That's how good he was.
Those were great teams. And the Islanders could have had the 5th straight, but they ran into that buzzsaw. Islanders won 80, 81, 82, 83. Billy Kay, Koff's lineman, good guy.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, we never talked about it, but is the Lawrence Joseph Melnick name on the cup?
Yes, it is.
Twice?
No, just once. So that's the thing. The first cup, and it was Charlie Huddy. Again, I said, Charlie, you remember you got hurt and I got to play. He said, yeah, I think I hurt my shoulder. Obviously couldn't play, and I think he had a Charlie horse. Charlie Huddy had a Charlie horse. So I got to play.
Poetic justice. It let you in. You were a healthy scratch.
That's right. Well, I was one of the Black Aces. So there was 8 extra players getting our bags skated off because we didn't play. But Charlie got hurt, and I was the first one. And there was some good players after the fact. Rick Chartraw played in Montreal. Steve Smith, Jeff Bukaboom, and I played in front of those guys. Yeah. So
this was the first cup or second?
That was the first cup. And then the second cup, you have to have a minimum amount of games during the season in the playoffs to get your name on the cup. So I reached that plateau in 85 at the second Stanley Cup, and I got my name on the second. So 85. That's the big team.
Did the cup go to Melnick Mountain?
No, the cup never, ever entered. I never had it. No. So I think we touched on this. We went to, many places with it as a team for like a week and a half.
Because the guys down here 2 months ago, Barkov, my former neighbor, had it at his house 3 hours after the game. Then the next day, Kachuk took it down to the elbow room and, throwing it around in the ocean, right on the Lauderdale Strip. And then a classic shot of Roberto Luongo, whose father owns Pizza Time, a great Italian restaurant down there, and a bowl of pasta in it. So that cup was in Lauderdale and Boca Raton for a week, and it was hysterical.
Yeah.
No, I'd actually held it before. It's been in the radio station.
What's your radio station?
iHeartRadio.
iHeart?
The 860 stations around the U.S.
Wow.
And I work for a cluster in South Florida.
Yeah. I think you're starting to freeze now.
That's what I see
I'm
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but we can hear you,
dude.
I guess it's about that time. Clint?
Yes.
Back home, Larry Melnick, Larry P. and Vero, episode 3 of the Larrys. We're about 893 short of the record set by Bonanza. So we'll do it again next Thursday, and each and every Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, back on the mountain, 5 o'clock out in Western Canada in the BC. And for Larry P., Larry Melnick, and the legendary Clint Beal, no relation to Jessica.
Sister, brother. Anyways.
There's something going on there, I think, because he's been very, very excited about that. He's watched Flashdance 40 times the last week.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Guys, that was fun. We'll do it again next week. Have a great weekend. Herb, I'm glad you're home safe.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, guys.
See you next week.
Thanks.
Enter Sandman.
Thank you, Aussies.